Sometimes it takes certain things falling apart for better things to fall into place. Sometimes it takes losing what you're settling for to remind you of what you truly deserve. Sometimes it takes the most uncomfortable paths to lead your life to the most beautiful place. I know it's hard, but you'll never see the purpose of the storm until you see the growth it produced.
Most of the time, God has to clear the room before allowing you to get up. Bear with me. Favorite stories in the Bible is in Mark chapter 5. It starts at verse 38. Now, I've read this story multiple times, but this time I gathered something different. Everybody talks about the girl Jesus told to get up, but nobody talks about the people he commanded to leave before he could tell her to get up. So as Jesus approaches this room where the girl is, he notices a lot of this commotion going on outside. So Jesus is like, why are y'all doing all this crying, all this talking? The girl is not dead. She is asleep. Have y'all ever been in a state of sleep with what God wants to do in your life? So these people start laughing at what God says about this young girl. Are you with me yet? Homegirl don't even know the same people that are out here crying about her are also laughing at what God said about her. So before God goes in and heals this girl, he commands these people to leave. Y'all gotta go because y'all are disturbing the assignment on her life. When there's too much commotion around what God is trying to do, God has to clear the room. That could mean people leaving, your desires changing. You all of a sudden don't fit into the normal crowds you used to fit into. Let's allow God to clear the room. Let's give him permission. So here's a quick prayer. Lord, if there's anything hindering or delaying the purpose on my life, I give you authority to clear the room.
Trust in divine separation. When we are in relationships, situationships, any scenario that we know we are not supposed to be in, it's going to cost you something. Everything in life is going to cost you something. Would you like it to cost your peace? Would you like it to cost you your sanity, your soul? These are things that need to be considered when you think that sticking around entertaining certain things, that the ends justify the means. That is not always the case. And who wants to wait for an outcome on a wish and a hope that things are going to turn out exactly the way that you want it to when you have to pull strings and manipulate the entire situation the entire time? If it doesn't flow, let it go. You need to trust in the divine separation of that and of things. And that's why we find ourselves so often caught up in situations that we see little things here or there. We think that they're little things, they're not really going to matter. And then those things turn into very big things. And then we try and hold on to what was because the current present reality is so incongruous to what the beginning was. And we chase, and we never end up getting that feeling back, whatever it was. So this is a message for you guys to trust in the divine separation of your life. If you know that certain things you're not supposed to be a part of, then just end it. Because the ends do not always justify the means, and everything is going to cost you something. So do not let it cost you your peace, your sanity, your soul, because that's what's important after all.
I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, everyone in my friend group does not understand what I'm going through right now. One by one, they slowly start to fall off. At one point in life, I felt this deep sense to explain, a lot of things that were going on. And the Lord checked me on that really quick. He said, Deanna, you have nothing to prove, nothing to explain. He said, I'm doing a work within you. Your life is changing and your friend groups are changing, and you might feel like you don't have anybody. Sometimes you feel like if you talked about the things that I'm showing you in private, that you'd probably be admitted to an institution. But he said, you don't need to go out seeking validation or approval from people because of the changes that are happening internally. If anything, this thing that I'm cultivating with you is in seed form. And because it's in seed form, it can easily be destroyed. If it's not somebody who's going to encourage you to walk closer to me, regardless of what it looks like, keep it to yourself. I didn't call you to this place for you to explain yourself to everybody just yet. There will be a time in a season where I send you, where then it's time to go and speak about the changes that I've done in your life. They will come in to make you doubt and make you question and make you feel like you're crazy. You're not crazy. Everything you're experiencing is very real. He said there's a confidence that we'll build together. But that doesn't include everyone's opinions and everyone's thoughts right now. People aren't going to understand what you're walking through right now, and that's okay. They're not meant to do all of this with you. It is so integral that it is just you and I right now.
They're going to remove themselves. But as they're removing themselves, and as God is removing people from your table, God said what you don't know is that you have literally made room and cleared a pathway for the right ones to come sit at your table. My God, I'm speaking to somebody. God said the season of removal that you have been in, the season of isolation that you have been in, God said it was all preparation, because the right people are getting ready to sit at your table. The right people that are going to honor you, the people that are going to value you, the people that are going to appreciate you from the first time they meet you, from the first time they see you. You're not going to have to go through a process of suffering. You're not going to have to go through a process of trying to prove your worth. You're not going to have to go through a process of none of that. God said the people that I'm bringing that are about to come sit at your table, the people that I'm bringing that are connected to your destiny, God said these are people that are going to help you. These are people that are going to propel you. These are people that are going to honor you.
to get you to fall off course, to get you out of alignment with God. That is why it's so important to pray for discernment, so that God can show you, hey, this person is not supposed to be around you. I need you to separate yourself from this person. You've got to trust in God. You've got to trust that when he removes that relationship, or when he removes that friendship, or when he removes those family members and he reveals these people's true colors, you've got to trust God on that, because God sees things that are happening behind closed doors. God hears the conversations that you can't hear. So be cautious.